Sometimes curiosity gets the best out of me, and then eBay gets my money. I purchased this. It was a sealed box with 5 1977 US Mint proof sets. And you see the old glue. And here we go. We have the 5 boxes in here. I have opened up this top one. For some reason, this box was damaged, the others were not. But what I'm going to be doing is opening these, taking a look at the coins inside. My goal for this hunt is to find an ultra cameo, or what I think is an ultra cameo Eisenhower that I can send in for grading. If this sounds like something you want to see, please stay tuned. My name is Andrea. This is Dig for the Pony. So let's take this guy out, and we'll stack the boxes off to the side. Now these, if you haven't seen these holders, you get to see the reverse right away, which is kind of nice. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for us. And you get to see the beauty of those coins and drool a little bit. It does look a little bit cameo. The quarter as well. I wouldn't say ultra, but coins nonetheless. And then you get the half, the nickel, the Lincoln cent, and the dime. Now, when I open these up, usually they're supposed to just pop up. I have been known to break these very easily, so I try not to do that. That one came open pretty nicely. Nice cameo appearance on that one. We'll compare it to the others, and that'll be the easiest way to determine whether it might be an ultra cameo or not. But they made a lot of these. There was over 3.2 million of these sets were made. They sold pretty well, but it was right on the heels of the bicentennial, so you can probably pick one up for around $9 or $10. There's nothing particularly error-wise that you should be looking for, but I do like the specific coins, and if you can get one of these in an ultra cameo designation, you could be looking at about, I guess the record was $7,000 in 2008, but you're looking at thousands of dollars if you get a proof 70 in that. So that's kind of why I'm interested in it. I do think they're just beautiful coins to have. I also like I almost hate to open these because, you know, they're so nice when they're brand new. But you can kind of slide it out there. You don't have to undo the sticky. Learned that the hard way too. So many lessons. And that just gives you a nice way to save the box. So I'll put that off to the side. I did the first one by unsticking the glue. That was on me. Here is number 2. Okay, that one also beautiful. Now I'm going to hold up the back of the 2, kind of end to end, and we'll get the magnification back to a little wider here. Let's see if we can't compare them. They look pretty much the same to me, and on camera I think they look pretty much the same as well. So no great standout, you might say, as to the... Now I forgot which one is which. My goodness, I think this is the one I wanted to look at. Haven't had enough coffee, guys. That's what's going on this morning. But very nice. I like that quarter, particularly the frostiness of that one. And I do like my Kennedy halves. They make me happy. But these, I mean, these are very nice, but are they 70 nice? That's the hard one. But I do like them very much. Very pretty sets. And I'm basically not going to lose any money. I think I paid about $55 shipped for this. So yeah, to have some sets that I'm not going to make any money selling these, but if I can pull some nice coins out of them and have them graded and have them worth $1,000 or more, that would be awesome. Okay, here's number 3. Before we open it, let's look at the back. Okay, more lovely. I don't see any toning going on, but that's kind of a good thing. Being brand new in the box and never opened, I would expect that, unless there was some moisture that got in there to provide environmental damage to cause toning. But these are all just, you know, from the mint. I don't know whether it was an estate sale or why this seller was selling these. I've got to be extra careful so I don't break the plastic. That one wants to stay snug. There we go. Kind of have to pop the corners a little bit. And guy is very pretty. That one almost seems a little bit frostier. I think in the end I'm just going to have to line them all up end to end to be able to compare them, or maybe look at them under the microscope. Maybe take some close-up photographs to compare, because that quarter looks extra frosty to me as well. Ultra Cameo. It depends where you send them, whether it's Deep Cameo, Ultra Cameo, because certain grading companies call it different things. But basically, the frostier it is, and as a beginner, you know, they're all looking frosty to me, but how frosty is the question, and is it frosty enough? You know, like to me, that quarter looks extra frosty, as does the Roosevelt dime. So, yeah. But it has to be frosty on both sides, too. That was something I had to learn, that while the obverse was really a nice cameo, I've had some coins that on the back are not at all, or very faint, and that doesn't fly. So you can't be doing that. So now we have, I'm pulling gently from this end to pop that up instead of ungluing it, keeping the box nice and letting it drop out. There we go. I'm going to pull back a little bit and get us a better view of what I'm doing here. These are really nice cases. A lot of people will sell them empty and then fill them, so you have to be careful when purchasing on eBay that you're not getting that sort of situation. And these two look very nice. The reverse of that one, I'm looking, again, I'm trying to compare. It's really difficult to just, I would think that if it was an Ultra Cameo, I would be just immediately awed, wowed, and notice that difference, but maybe not, you know. This one's a little bit loose in there, which is surprising. The dime seems a little unseated, which just something to note. Okay, we'll open it carefully, and I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit, and there we go. I really, you know, it's been recent that I've gotten into the Eisenhowers. I can remember as a kid my parents collecting them, but they were always the clad circulated ones. I don't ever remember seeing proof coins as a kid, but then my parents were not coin collectors. I don't even know if they knew about proof coins versus circulated, uncirculated, clad, what any of that meant. And so yeah, they just would have known it was a shiny coin and probably been wowed by it. Nonetheless, upside down. There we go. They're definitely nice coins, but again, getting that designation of 70, proof 70, Ultra Cameo would be the goal. And I didn't check the population report. I think I'll do that right now with my other hand. We'll go to the pop report, and right now I'm looking on PCGS, and I'm going down to, go right past the dollars to Ike dollars. What I'm looking up is an Ike dollar, 1977, not clad. I'm looking at the proofs, 77, and for PCGS, that's Deep Cameo. They have proof cameo and proof deep cameo. They've actually had a whole lot of these go through here at Deep Cameo. Over 32,000 have been graded in Deep Cameo, but only 381 of those have come out as proof 70. So it's a real long shot. The majority have been 69s, and the price difference between those is huge, as I recall. I'm going back to check the price difference now. Ike dollars, proof. Now this is not a silver coin, this is clad. And Deep Cameo, yeah, the difference, just your basic difference in a Deep Cameo, not even Ultra, is $25 value for a 69, a proof 69, and $375 for a proof 70. So yeah, it's a long shot. It's a definite long shot, but aren't they all? And here we have the 5th box, which is the last one in all these that have never been opened until now. I think that's the exciting part for me, is that being able to check out something that nobody else has been looking at and it's been sitting in a box. And I think that's true of many people. As a beginning collector, to me this last one looks the best. I don't know why. I guess I should be able to explain my why, but I can't right at this moment. I wish I was better at that, but that will come with time and looking at a lot of coins probably. But all of these are beautiful. They've all got a nice frost to them. And let's open up and see what we see inside. Okay, there's Ike, looking good. See, I just think it could be like on any given day, depending on which graders you get and what company you send them to, what you get. And particularly with proof coins, boy, that'd be a tough one, because you would have the standard of what you're supposed to be looking for, but you'd also have a lot of examples that look very, very similar. So what do you think? Should I send any of these in? Or is it just sell off the sets the way they are and kind of let that one go? I mean, I would expect that if it came back a proof 69, I'd basically be, well, actually I'd be in the hole a little bit because I bought these, but you know, it would come back graded and worth about 30 bucks. I don't know that that's worth sending in, but then again, we'll give it a think. I might scan a couple of these and see what the Coin AI Lizer has to say. If one of them were to say, hey, you have an Ultra Cameo, I would take that information and maybe consider doing it. I think that that particular coin app is yet to be very good in terms of being able to pick up moderns, and that would be my hesitation with that. But we do have now 2, 3, 4, 5 1977 proof coin sets. And before I started this little thing, I looked in this book, United States Proof Coin Sets. This Daniel at Coin Help You had commented that he uses this book a lot, so I picked it up. It does have of the sets, in this case, the 1977. It also has, sorry, I have my sticky there, information about the proof sets, and then it has a little bit of tips and things. It goes clear back into the older sets, which is what I found most helpful. A lot of advertising in it and probably information that you can get elsewhere, but it is a book that if you're a collector of proof sets, you might want to pick up. I don't use it a lot, but I checked it out before I started looking at this one. And I hope this has been fun for you. I hope that in looking at this, you realize that you can cherry pick through your sets that may or may not be worth very much as a set, but there might be some treats in there that are worth a bit more. My name is Andrea. This is Dig for the Pony. Thank you for watching. Please consider sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you on the next one.